Alrighty, my peeps. Welcome to our first watch and talk. I guess I really enjoy the watch and talk videos by Obsessed Garage, so I was like, let me give it a try myself. Obviously, he has a much nicer setup. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, some guy who just watches his cars, and actually that's how he started, just watching his cars and talking. He mentions that the reason he did it that way is because he just wanted a platform where he can talk and vent. He says his family was tired of him speaking too much. So he's like, yeah, let me start a YouTube channel where I can watch my cars since he likes cars and I can have a chat. And I find to enjoy these videos when I'm like doing laundry, folding laundry, cleaning the restroom, kind of listening, not listening per se. If something comes up that grabs my interest, that's when I tend to kind of go back and listen to that part. But for the most part, it's just a lot of kind of background noise. The proper term. Just last year started getting into the podcast things, listening to different podcasts. I know it's been going on forever, but no, actually like 2 years ago I started listening to his podcast, Downtime with Downstar. I enjoyed some of those. Sticky Dill Joey's podcast, which I know he kind of stopped when his buddy moved over to Arizona, but I really enjoy those, especially on my drives. On my morning commutes, it's just something nice and mellow to listen to, and so I don't know. I find myself enjoying the simpler things nowadays. So my question to you guys is, how are you guys doing with all that's going on? I mean, I work in education, so I have been impacted by it. I'm still employed, full time. We're having to go more over the virtual learning now, so starting next week or whenever probably by the time this gets uploaded, I'm already gonna be working virtually, which is cool. I don't have an issue with it. So I'll be helping students and parents from the comfort of my living room, whatever that looks like, and hopefully we don't have any hiccups. We should be doing this for the next month, at least 1 month, we've been told. And hopefully it runs smooth. With technology, there's always things you gotta worry about. Maybe I have access to technology, but parents and students won't, and so that's something that I'm very well aware, and I need to make myself the most accessible person as possible. But what about you guys? I know it's been like, for the lockdown, it's been like 2 solid weeks now, going on to 2 solid weeks. I know for some of you guys it's been longer. What are you guys doing to kind of get your head out of the madness that's going on? I don't watch the news because I think that it just panics you more. I think it is important to be informed, but not to the level that other people watch them. Alrighty, so like I was mentioning, how are you guys handling this whole epidemic, or whatever you want to call it? You guys think that it has allowed you guys to spend more time with family? Have you guys picked up a hobby that you guys hadn't done in a while? Picked up a new hobby, for that matter? I know it's it's hurting most of people's wallets. There's some people that are making a lot of money right now. We know that for a fact. But we also know, I think the majority of us are making way less money, especially if you have a small business. You're never gonna have anybody be 1,000% happy. I think there's always gonna be certain policies that are gonna work well with a few set of people, and definitely not gonna work well with other people. But I think at the end of the day, it's you who has to really think for you and take care of you. I think that people forget about, like I mentioned before, they go through this traumatic experience, which it is a traumatic experience, and then eventually it'll get better. Just like everything, people forget. The news move on to whatever else is new and trending, because that's the business of the news, and you can't blame the news for showing negativity if that's how they get the ratings. I mean, let's be honest, most of society likes watching negative stuff. Hence why, like, this watch and talk video, or the type of style of interviews we do, are not I guess not liked by the masses. They're not as popular because people want to see violence, people want to see accidents, people want to see, I guess, other people in misery, or, you know, that's kind of how, not all of us, but a lot of us, we're wired to act a certain way and to think a certain way. And that's why there's a lot of websites and YouTube channels that promote violence and sexuality and things like that, and it gets the views. So ultimately, you have to think for you. You have to take care of you. I know we're all in different ages. Money doesn't really care how old you are, what ethnicity. Numbers don't have any political affiliation. They're money, they're numbers. And so for you, whoever you are, you might be a teenager, you might be an older individual, you might be someone in your late 20s like myself. The idea is the same. Take care of your finances to the best of your abilities. Obviously, if you get fired, well, have a safety net. We know it all, per se. I was there. Having a conversation with my wife is like, man, there's so many other stuff I wish I could be doing to Jackie, and just a new project in general. But, you know, remind ourselves, like, in hard times, what really matters, you know, security, comfort, being able to go to sleep at night, because, you know, our bills are not piling up. Not to say that if you have a lot of bills, you're wrong for doing that. I think just take this and really actually learn from it, and put yourself in a better situation next time, where your bills are not taking, I guess, half of your pay. I know housing here, especially in California, it's difficult and it's expensive. It can definitely be done though. Now, granted, I don't have kids, so you guys can be like, well, you don't have no kids, you don't understand. And this is where I guess my point of view. Just because I don't have kids, it doesn't mean that I can't go and fill myself with debt. Again, numbers are numbers. It doesn't care what political background, ethnicity, any of that. When people are quick to say, well, you don't have no kids, so that's why you don't understand what the struggle is of having responsibility and things like that, and I agree. But what about singles who are driving very expensive cars? Their bills are not going to stop either way. And I know I know families that are doing okay right now because they have savings and they just live more of a frugal lifestyle with kids. So, not to say that those reasons are not legitimate, but I think it's important to sit back, and especially when we hear things that we may not agree with, look at it from a different point of view. Ultimately, you don't have to agree with everything somebody has to say, but I really believe that someone who's smart will take the best points from somebody and use them to their advantage. You know, we all have different belief systems. There's absolutely no one right way or wrong way of doing things. But I think that someone who's smart is going to take all that into consideration and say, okay, you know, this is what I like about so-and-so's point of view. I agree, disagree with this. I think I can apply this in my life. I think that's how you really put yourself in the best situation. So you guys, this video is so much easier than the previous one I did. I was running around. I'm still trying to beat the sun right now. It's like, what time is it? I think it's like 9:30, 10. I got to, I guess this is gonna be somewhat of my routine for the upcoming month, which is to get up, do some type of, I guess, exercise or activity before I'm open for business at work. Obviously, I'll be checking my email all the time, but my appointment window is gonna be from like 12 to 10 to 12. That's when I'll be able to sit down and have a chat with whoever I need to talk to. But yeah, like I said, I don't agree nor disagree with everything everybody has to say, but I think in times like this, it's important to listen to different opinions and different people and mind style, and whoever you agree with, cool. If you disagree with somebody, be open-minded. Don't come from just kind of like, oh, I disagree with you, so I'm just not going to listen to anything you have to say, because most likely they have something to provide for you that's very valuable. And if you're closed-minded, well, you're always going to be closed-minded. You might lose an opportunity. And again, opportunities are not all financial. Doesn't mean that you have to make money every single time an opportunity arrives. An opportunity can be as simple as having a conversation with somebody from a different mindset or a different background. And I'm sure if you're open to, they'll teach you stuff that you're like, well, I never thought about it from that way, from that point of view. Or just different things that may come about from hanging out with somebody. Like I said, in the past, I love listening to motivational speakers, and I love quotes, and one of them says, if you're the smartest one in your group, you need a new group. So I'm constantly pushing myself to be around individuals who motivate me, who tell me, hey, you know, this is what I suggest you do because this is the reason why. And then you go make your own decisions. I got my whole budgeting from Dave Ramsey, and I may not agree with some of his political views, but I do agree with saving money and staying out of debt and things like that. And now I'm seeing the benefits of that in rough times. You know, when things are going well, nobody cares. And again, just because I don't agree with some of his views doesn't mean that I'm going to discredit the guy and not learn what's important. The same thing with Joe Rogan. I don't listen to every single interview, nor do I agree with, let's say, smoking weed per se, right? He's one of those guys who likes to smoke weed. There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't do it myself, but I love his show and some of the things that he has to say. I'm like, well, I never thought about it from that point. And it's important. and it motivates you. And if it motivates you, then it's helpful. YouTube channels that I listen to, and I listen to Minority Mindset. Some guy talk about finances. I don't know. I like learning about the way money works and understanding that it's a tool, but it's not. I think it's a tool that can be used for a lot of good things, and it can be used for a lot of negative things. Money, I think, will enhance the type of person that you are. If you're not the nicest person and you get some money, you're not going to be a nice person. I think. I don't think money is horrible per se, but I think that if you don't know how to manage what you have right now, if you get more money, it's not gonna make your situation better. It might make it into a nightmare per se. So I listen to Minority Mindset. So I just started listening to that one. What have you guys been doing to cope with all of this? I know stocks is a big thing right now. I don't understand stocks. That's something I definitely need to start kind of learning about. I get the idea. Yeah, you buy stocks cheap, and then eventually they compound interest, and you make your money that way. I get it. That's not the huge secret. The secret is which companies to invest in and things like that. I don't know much about that. I think my ideal situation to grow wealth would be via real estate. It's lower, but I guess in my mindset I have something tangible that I can see where financially the money is. I'm huge on the 2008 financial crisis, and I'm sure some of you were victims. And some of you were, dude, can't wait for it to happen again because I bought my house cheap. I'm renting right now. I sold, and I'm waiting for another, crash, and I can go buy a house very cheap and things like that. And so we all have a different mindset again. If you're in the process of buying a house right now, go ahead and do it if you want. All I'm saying is, my humble opinion is, it may not be the best time because houses are very expensive, with or without the virus. I think the virus just, I'm not gonna say exposed, just put everybody in a predicament that was definitely not something that we were ever thinking that would have happened. It's a shame. But even before the virus, the financial market, it's too good. We have student loans that I believe they're like 1.5 trillion. The house market everywhere, not just in California, the houses are expensive. Yes, that includes you, whoever you're in Texas, Iowa, Nebraska, whatever. Your houses are expensive for your city. So prices will be coming down. I'm hoping to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. This time around, my wife and I are hoping. This is a different towel. Don't panic. You wash the car and then you dry the wheels with the same towel? No. Have a different pad to wash the wheels and the body of the car. This car does need a paint correction or like a cut and buff for sure. A lot of orange peel. We'll definitely be working on in the future. Right now, a lot of the things I just kind of stopped, and we're not really focusing on that at the moment. But I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for the channel to continue growing. It's been very fun. Those who know me, you guys know that I'm doing this because I really enjoy hanging out with people. If you really gotten to know me, I'm not trying to, create this level of hype so then I can quit my 9 to 5 and do this full time and be recognized wherever I go. As a matter of fact, these videos that I'm making is more like of a response to a few of you who would say, how come you're not on camera? And I didn't want people to feel like, oh, well, he's putting other people on camera, but he won't put himself. So there you go. I mentioned before, the reason I do the videos the way I do them from a point of view, it's because I wanted to just be focused on the driver, the builder, and their car. If these videos are up 10 years from now, I want them to be like, damn, I was skinny back then. Yeah, I don't think they want to see me. Who cares about me? So that's kind of the way I interpret that. So for those who think that I don't really like to be in front of the camera, it's not something that I'm like super fond of, but I don't dislike it. If I'm gonna be, especially as I meet other people that are making videos on YouTube, can't be like, hey, don't record me, right? Especially if I made an interview about them. Then be like, what? But I can honestly tell you guys, I'm not the type of person that when I go to a car show, I don't want to be recognized. I love just walking by, not really, I don't know, do my own thing. I get bored really easily. I go to car shows, I'm like the first one there, and then I'm the first one to leave. I don't know, that's just my personality. We are going to be able to beat the sun. I started a little bit later than I would have wanted, but we are still good on track for the sun not to come and ruin our party. All that orange peel needs to go away. But anyways, I mean, it's hard to do these washing talks. I don't have the Wi-Fi microphone. I have the old school cord. The camera fell like 4 different times because I was too far away, but it's all right. I sometimes listen to my own videos. That's what I like. Not because I really love my voice, but it's like, what did you say? But anyways, like I said, I listen to some of those money stuff, and wherever you are, we're in different countries, different states, different cities, different locations, but my heart goes out to you. Not if you've been affected, it's how. And if they're able to benefit in this point, hopefully, I guess, ethically would be my next. But if they're able to benefit, why not? They have to eat too. I think when running a business, some of the stuff, like I don't run a business, and we think, whoa, it must be so nice to run a business. No, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of stress. Just having conversation with a few people that do own businesses, it's a lot of risk and a lot of, profit. When things are going well, it's good. They're like, I don't enjoy going to a 9 to 5, and that's it. I enjoy this type of line of work. And when things are going bad, then the same thing. Ultimately, like I started at the conversation, is how you handle your money. If you don't know how to handle $5, don't expect to handle 300,000. Now, someone had commented, do not use more Armor All. I responded, like, why? Never got to respond back. So if you're watching this, if you can share why we shouldn't. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, maybe you know something that I don't know. And it's harming my body. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't be using this. And if you have a different suggestion, I'm more than open to listening to. I know that there's a lot of other great products out there, chemical guys and things like that. But this is just kind of like me washing the car. I mean, it's not. If it was like a much more expensive car, I would definitely consider using other products that are much more sophisticated per se. I just like the way the wheel looks, the tire shines. I don't like it super, super, super wet, but just enough to say, oh, he washed the car. So, I mean, just to recap today, how are you guys doing? Like I said, have you guys picked up a new hobby or went back to one that you guys didn't have time? Now that you kind of forcefully were sent home and couldn't work. Did you guys do something different? I noticed a few people on Instagram that have been getting creative, doing makeup tutorials with their daughters, and you know, you fellas out there look handsome. I enjoy that. You know, I think that I've seen a lot of posts about the environment getting clean. In Venice, Italy, where the canals are now clear and things like that, you can see animals. That's a lot of benefits. Obviously, if you own, you know, something to do with that touristy world, you probably think I can give two shits about the clear water. My family's not eating. Tire Shine is, I guess, doing this thing and drawing. Like I said, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. I think that I try to provide the most simple, mainstream type of videos for you guys. I'm not aiming to have people do burnouts. I just did an interview with Danny, and he's S13, and he can definitely do donuts, and that's not something that I want. You know, I didn't say, hey man, let me, you know, do donuts around me so I can record you. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I've watched a lot of the hoonigan stuff. I just don't, I don't know. To me, it's just, you can do that on your own time. I'm never gonna put anybody at a place where they may get their car towed or something like that, you know. So you know, like I said, thank you, because I know the support. I know that it's been growing, and it's mostly because of people that really, really enjoy the builds and the people behind and the stories behind. That's why it's been growing. It's not here, to see how many burnouts or drag races. We just don't do drag races. We don't do none of that. That's not, you know, the builders do pulls here and there. But once again, it's not something that it's required, or, oh, you must do this because I need it for the views. No, it kind of comes natural to them to just do a little pull, and I've said it to the owners. You don't have to. There's no need for that. I'm not aiming to, you know, hear VTEC every single time you have to drive. Sometimes it's just a nice little cruise, and those are the best moments. But you know, knowing that the channel has continued to grow, it's not because of me. There's nothing special about me. I've said it once and I've said it again, and I'll continue to say it. It's the builders. And it is difficult, don't get me wrong, it is difficult to find people that are down to get an interview. And like I mentioned before, it was like, why don't people just do it? It's cool, man, it's fun. You know, it helps other people. Well, not everybody has the same mentality. By the way, the fact that I can fit my hand there, that's a no-no. We're gonna go lower. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, not everybody has the same mentality, and I don't expect everybody to have the same mentality, but I think it is cool when you have different people who are building certain cars. Like that's the reason why I do it, obviously. I love to see like the setups that other people have, because I'm like, damn, I want to do something like that, you know. Especially if you have the same freaking car. It's like, wait, my car can look like that. It might come at a pretty penny, but it can look like that, and I think that's why a lot of people are like, yeah, man, continue doing the interviews because we're enjoying them. But I get the other side of the coin, which is, yeah, this is my build, dude. I don't want anybody to know my stuff, and so no, that's not my thing. But, you know, to those who have and to those who will, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And to those who are kind of on the fence, I don't know, ask around, man. I like to think I'm a nice guy. You know, usually we go get coffee unless we're on a time crunch. We get coffee afterwards and we have a little chat. And I get to drool over your car. This is all nice. But other than that, yeah. So it looks like this is pretty much it. It's done. Nothing too much to add to this. Aside from the fact that I dropped the camera like 4 different times. I really enjoy doing this. Very therapeutic for me. Plus my car is clean, and I get to communicate with some of you. If there's anything you guys want to have a chat about, let me know. Next time I wash maybe my wife's car, and I'll do another one like this. But yeah, enjoy time with the family, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.